Hello, my dear students of class 11 science. I would like to welcome you all once again to environmental science class. So we have finished the chapter pollution. So from today's class, we are going to begin with the new chapter which is called the modes of existence. Okay. Now, like all of the living beings, may it be human being or any other life form, we can say life, human life and the non-human life. Okay, so each and every living organisms, may it be human being or any other animals, all are dependent on the nature, all are dependent on the products or the natural resources which have been given by the nature free of cost. Okay, so even we are dependent on the products of our nature, of our ecosystem. So we are dependent on air, we are dependent on water, soil. Okay, like the all other living organisms who are dependent on those natural resources, on those natural products for their survival. So we are also the one who are dependent on the products of nature, on the natural resources for our own survival. The food that we are taking in, the air we breathe, okay, whatever the tools we are using, whatever the clothes that we are wearing, all these things, all these particular products are obtained from the nature. Okay, the air, the oxygen that we are breathing in, we are obtaining it from the nature, and we are not paying a single penny for that. Okay, we are getting free of cost from the nature. But man's equation with nature has undergone changes over a period of time. We, the human being, have been bringing the changes in the environmental conditions. We are the one who try to dominate the environment. We are trying to bring the changes in the environment. So about 12,000 years ago, the last ice age, it came to an end. Okay, the continent, the ocean, they have reached a configuration, like more or less the present state. The climatic changes stabilized, and with it, the distribution of the vegetations took up the present day form. It was in this particular state that the man began organizing himself in order to survive the hardships of nature. Okay, so in order to survive with the hardship of nature, the human being has to undergo certain changes. They have to adapt, they have to adjust in this particular changing environmental condition. So that's why today we are going to learn about the different modes of existence. So we have got the first one called the hunting and gathering mode of existence. We have got pastoralism mode of existence. We have got agricultural mode of existence. We have got industrial mode of existence. Okay, so these are the different modes of existence. Now, each mode of existence has to be described, has to be discussed with a particular feature in a particular group. Okay, so all the four types of mode of existence, hunting, gathering, pastoralism, agricultural, industrial, we are going to discuss each and every one under the general features. Okay, then we will discuss it under social organization. We have to learn it under ideology, scale of catchment, access to resources, and ecological impact. So those four modes of existence. First one was hunting and gathering. Second one, pastoralism. Third one, agricultural. And next we have got industrial. So these four modes of existence has to be studied under general features, social organization, ideology, scale of catchment, access to resources, and ecological impact. So today we are going to learn about the first mode of existence, which is called hunting and gathering mode of existence. Clear? So today we learn about hunting and gathering mode of existence. So this particular hunting and gathering mode of existence is also known as a foraging culture. Okay, it's also known as a foraging culture. Foraging culture means like they used to move from one place to another place in search of food. Okay, they used to go for migration, we can say. Okay, they used to go for movement, they used to move from one location, from one habitat to the other habitat in search of food. So they have got foraging type of culture. And hunting and gathering modes of existence, they mainly comprise, okay, they mainly comprise of a group of people who are dependent primarily on the wild food for survival. So they are dependent primarily on wild food for the survival as one of Stone Age ancestors. Okay, their strategies for survival have been diverse, and they were dependent mainly on the local environment. It could range from hunting and trapping of big game, okay, trapping small animals, or it can be of collecting selfie insect. So such societies still exist in more isolated part of India. Okay, still they are there. Okay, so many of the differences among the hunting and gathering societies are due to ecological variation. So they are totally dependent on the local environment for their survival. Few examples of hunting and gathering are, we have got the Paiute, okay, the Paiute who practiced communal ownership of land, okay, because the soil was fertile and the crop, plant and the animal matter to sustain a stable human population was there. Because the soil was fertile, so they used to mainly, they have got this communal ownership of the land. Okay, the next one we have got Shoshone and Utes. Okay, Shoshone and Utes, they were forced to lead a nomadic existence. Nomadic means they were have to move from one place to another place. Okay, because the particular land on which they were living, they were not so much like productive, so they have got nomadic existence. They have to move from one location to another location. All right, so now let us talk this hunting and gathering under social organization. How was the social organization under hunting and gathering? Okay, so the food gatherers are the earliest type of human society. So they are relatively mobile. That means they have to move from one place to another place. So they are relatively mobile as they have to rely on the environment to provide them with sufficient resources to sustain the population, because they have to move from one place to another place in need of food, in search of food. Okay, so they are mobile and they were totally dependent on the local environment to get the resources to sustain, to feed their population. And they mainly comprise of a small group of 10 to 30 individuals from the same family. Okay, but many of them used to gather seasonally to form a temporarily large group. If the resources are abundant, if they are unlimited, then they can form a temporary larger group. Usually they used to have a smaller group of 10 to 30 individuals. But when the resources are unlimited, okay, when the resources are abundant, then that time they can temporarily form a larger group. Okay, so usually they have got a small territory of about 20 square miles, and they used to move within this area at a slow pace as they gather food while they travel. Okay, so they usually have got an area of 20 square mile. And the hunting and gathering, they have a comparatively non-hierarchical society, and they have got egalitarian social structure. Egalitarian means like each and everyone have got equal rights. Listen very carefully. Okay, egalitarian means where we have got the social rights, social equality and equality rights for all the people. So this hunting and gathering mode of existence, they have got comparatively non-hierarchical societies, and they have got egalitarian social structure where each and every individuals have got the equal rights or the social equality, we can say. Okay, but also we can see few things over here in hunting and gathering, that the differences of positions and the rank was based on the age and the sex. Okay, and the division of labor, that means division of work, it was mainly based on the sex. Okay, so since there is division of labor based on the sex, so therefore men usually used to go for the hunt, and the female, they used to gather the fruits and the vegetables. And this division of labor is more recent phenomenon, probably to ensure a greater efficiency in collecting food. Clear? The oldest member in the group is the decision maker. So these are the few things that we have to remember under hunting and gathering mode of existence. Okay, so they usually ask that on what basis the division of labor is there on the hunting and gathering mode of existence. Clear? So when we see, check it out, you can see over here that the division of labor is based on the sex. Okay, men usually they used to hunt, whereas the women or the female they used to gather fruit and vegetables. The next one you have to remember is that the oldest member, okay, the oldest member in the group, like in the family, the one who will be the oldest, will solely be responsible for making the decision. So the oldest member in the group is the decision maker. So these things we have to remember. All right. So these are the few things that we have to remember under hunting and gathering mode of existence. And the one we just talk about, the egalitarian social structure. Okay, it mainly originated from the fact that the mobility of the society required minimization of material possession, and hence no member of the group accumulated any surplus. And violence was uncommon and was usually precipitated by grudges rather than the greed. So this particular hunting and gathering mode of existence, their social organization, we have seen that they were highly mobile types of people moving from one place to another place in search of food, and they were totally dependent on the local environment to obtain natural resources to sustain their family. And they usually used to have a small group of people, like maybe 8 to 10, that also within the same family. But whenever the resources was unlimited, when it was abundant, they can form a larger group, but for a temporary period of time. Okay, so these things we have to learn, and we just learned that they have got egalitarian society, they have got non-hierarchical societies. Okay, and the division of labor was based on the sex, where men was used to collect the used to go for hunting, and the female was mainly employed for the food collections, and the oldest member of the family of the group was decision maker. Now next one we learn about the ideology or idiom of man nature relationship. Alright, so how does they used to treat the nature? So the hunting and gathering mode of people, they used to treat the environment, okay, like a parent and child. So the hunter gatherer's relationship with the environment is like parent and child. So you have to remember this thing. Okay, so the relationship with the environment is like that of a parent and child in case of hunting and gathering mode of existence, being totally dependent on the nature, because they are dependent on the nature to obtain the resources to sustain their family. Okay, so they look upon the nature like their own parents. Okay, so primitive lifestyles, small size of the population minimizes the impact of the environment, ensuring sustainable development without harming the ecology on the environmental conditions. So idiom of man nature relationship ideology is that the hunters and gatherers, they used to treat the environment like their own parent. Okay, next one we have got scale of catchment. The hunting and gatherer, they used to depend totally on the nature for the sustenance, for the survival. They were totally dependent on the nature, on the local environmental conditions. Okay, however their lifestyle is primitive and the requirements are limited to just food and shelter. Though they are mobile, though they used to move from one place to another place, but they cover fairly a larger spatial area. Okay, and they do not succeed in making the best use of the resources which was offered to them. Okay, and they used to have lower economic status. So whatever the resources that was available to them, that means natural resources that was available to them, they were not able to use it on a better way. Okay, now next one we'll talk about the access to resources. So wide range of plants resources were at the disposals. So this hunter gatherer had a wide range of plant resources. Okay, so they have got variety of nuts, we can say. They have got fruits, vegetables, roots, cereals which was consumed by them. The bark of the tree, they were used for clothing. Bamboo was used to make huts, canoes and weapons. This canoes means we can say a small and a narrow boat. Okay, so it was mainly made up of bamboo. The hunter, they were not only dependent on animals for meat, but they also used the skin of the animals to mainly ward off the cold. So in case of cold climatic conditions, they used to use the skin of the animals also. So these particular hunters and gatherers, though they were not totally, they were not successfully able to use the available resources, but up to a certain point they were able to use it. Okay. Now, next one we'll learn about the ecological impact under this hunter and gatherers mode of existence, because they were totally dependent on the environment, on the nature for their sustenance, for their survival. Okay, so what were the impact on the environment? So the impact on the environment was not a permanent one. Okay, damage was there, fine, damage was there, it is true, but the impact was not a permanent one. So the hunter gatherer depended on plants and animals for their food, although these have an impact on the environment, but those impact was not for a permanent period of time. For example, listen very carefully, buffalo hunting in North America did not affect the population of the buffalo, because these hunters and gatherers, they just used to hunt the male buffaloes, so the population was not affected, all right, on hunting. However, a large number of mammals under this hunting and gathering mode of existence, they become extinct due to excessive hunting, and this leads to the loss of genetic diversity, because species are being extinct, and whenever the species becomes extinct, there will be loss of genetic diversity. So since large number of animals were being extinct under hunting and gathering mode of existence, there was loss of genetic diversity, and the maximum impact to the environment, okay, which was done at the time of this particular mode of existence, was due to the discovery of fire. So discovery of fire led to the destruction of habitats, changed the chemistry of the soil, and disrupted the biogeochemical cycle. So discovery of fire is one of the key things that led to the heavy impact on environment, on ecology under hunting and gathering mode of existence. Clear? Next thing. So whenever there was important environment, so they were going for cutting down of trees. So the loss of trees covered decreased transpiration rate, it resulted in water logging and formation of bogs. Okay, bogs means area of decayed vegetations, because they were going for deforestation. Okay, so the entire area looks to be barren. So BOGS, bogs. Okay, BOGS, bogs means we can say area of decayed vegetations. Clear? The condition was ideal for the formation of a peat. So therefore, heavy rains percolating through this acidic peat was responsible for leaching of soil nutrients. Leaching means the nutrients which are present in the soil used to be washed away. Okay, and lead to mosaic of woodlands and bogs, because there was massive deforestation, there is massive cutting down of trees. So a pattern was mainly been formed which looks like a area of decaying vegetables, area which are totally barren, without any trees, without any plants. So therefore this deforestation that took place at the time of hunting and gathering mode of existence lead to a mosaic of woodlands and bogs. So therefore this particular damage was there on the ecology, on the environment, on the nature, but it said that this particular damage was not up to that permanent level. Okay, so today we have learnt about the modes of existence. We learned that we have got 4 types of mode of existence. First one, that is hunting and gathering mode of existence. Second one, we have got pastoralism. We have got agricultural and industrial mode of existence, and we also learned that each mode of existence should be learned under general features, okay, under social organization, ideology or idiom of man and nature relationship, scale of catchment, access to resources, and ecological impact. So this much for today's class. Okay, we will begin with the same chapter with the second mode of existence, that is pastoralism, in our next class. All right, till then, stay safe and take care of yourself. We'll be meeting with each other in next class. Thank you.